I definitely needed some time to process this one. Holy crap. Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame is the conclusion to the Infinity Saga, and once again it's directed by the Russo brothers, and it stars a bunch of different people. I'm not going to name them all, but yeah, basically this movie picks up where Infinity War left off. And at the end of Infinity War, spoilers if you haven't seen Infinity War, but if you haven't seen Infinity War, what are you doing with your life? Like, seriously. It's been over a year since that movie came out. But yeah. At the end of Infinity War, Thanos snapped his fingers, and half of the population of the world basically disintegrated into dust, and including a lot of the Avengers. So, in this movie, basically the surviving Avengers have to figure out how to not only get their friends back and try and reverse the snap, but they also have to figure out how to defeat Thanos once and for all. And that's as much of the plot details as I'm going to give you, because I want everyone to go into this movie knowing as little as possible. If you've seen the trailers, that's fine. The trailers really don't give away anything. And before I get into this review, I will say this is a spoiler-free review. So you don't have to worry about any spoilers. And also, I'm going to let everyone know right now, do not post spoilers in the comments, please, because, yeah, don't be that guy that ruins it for everybody else. I might do a spoiler-filled review later in the week, I'm not sure yet, but if I do, then that's where you can post all the spoilers you want. But in this video, no spoilers in the comments. If I do see a spoiler in the comment, I will delete it. So, just want to make sure you're all aware of that. But without further ado, let's get into Avengers Endgame. So let's be honest, was there anybody that wasn't looking forward to this movie? I can't think of a single person that was not looking forward to this movie. So yeah, everyone had it super high on their anticipated list. Everyone was looking forward to seeing what would happen, how it would end, and all that. And I'm happy to say, Avengers Endgame was incredible. It was an awesome, awesome movie. Great conclusion. Perfect conclusion to the Infinity Saga, I will say. Starting off with the acting, it's fantastic across the board. I mean, there really isn't anything less to expect from the MCU now, unless you're watching Kat Dennings and Thor Ragnarok, but other than that, like, top-notch acting all across the board. Joe and Anthony Russo, I think, were the perfect directors for Infinity War and this movie, especially after Captain America Civil War, and, like, just all the characters in this movie. Like, I'll go over some of the standouts. Nebula, best I've ever seen her in an Avengers movie, easily. Iron Man, fantastic in this movie. Thor, pure gold. That's all I'm going to say about him. And Captain America, of course, he was awesome. And just all the other characters. Like, every character is given a motivation. Like, this film reminds me a lot of Civil War in a way, where it just mainly focuses on character building for like the first hour, hour and a half of the movie. Like, that's really what it focuses on, and it's so great. It gives every single character a reason to be in this movie and to have a purpose in defeating Thanos, or in trying to defeat Thanos. Speaking of which, Thanos, I'm just going to say this now, and this might be controversial. Thanos is the best villain in a superhero movie ever. Yeah, I think he's better than Heath Ledger's Joker, I really do. And again, I know that might be controversial, it might be an unpopular opinion, but that's just what I think. I loved him in Infinity War, I loved him in this movie as well. Thanos is awesome. But yeah, and just like the way this movie works, it takes you in directions that are completely unexpected. Like, you might expect one thing, you get something totally different. And that's another thing I love about this movie, especially during the second act of the movie, like basically the second hour. And this movie's 3 hours long. It really doesn't feel like that at all. It feels closer to the length of like maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes. It feels like around closer to that length, like the length of Infinity War, kind of. And yeah, like it's 3 hours long, but it doesn't feel like that. And I feel like all 3 hours, like they were so effective. Just everything happened. It felt like it had a purpose. It felt like it had a reason to be in the movie. I don't really feel like anything needed to be cut out. I know I've seen a lot of reviews that said there were certain scenes that could have been cut out. I don't really feel that way. I feel like every scene had a good reason for being in this movie. And like every character was given a great motivation. And then there's the third act of the movie. The third act of this movie is some of the best MCU material I've ever seen. Like, wow, it just completely blew me away. Completely took me by surprise. It was just awesome to watch. Amazing stuff there. And then action sequences as well. Like, of course, you're going to have a big superhero battle in these Avengers movies, kind of like with Infinity War and the first two Avengers movies. And again, the action in this movie is some of the best I've ever seen in the MCU. It's just awesome. And it completely takes you by surprise at points. And of course, like just everything that happens in this movie, I feel like it has a reason. Everything makes perfect sense. And everything just like it flows together so well. Like there's not one pacing problem I have with this movie. I feel like it all flows together so well. And like this movie is basically just the epitome of what a conclusion to like a superhero saga or a superhero series should be. And like even though this was the conclusion to the Infinity Saga, I can't wait to see where the MCU goes next and see what's going to happen within the rest of the MCU. And one more thing, this movie has my quote of the year, and nothing's going to top it. I can't say what it is because it's a huge spoiler. The only thing I will say about it, Tony Stark says it. That's the only thing I'm going to say about it. Those of you that have already seen the movie, I'm sure you guys know which quote I'm talking about. But yeah, that's all I can really say about it without giving away too much. So yeah, overall, just this movie, it's one of the best superhero movies ever, I think. And like it's a great follow-up to Infinity War. It's got like just every character, like even some of the less memorable ones in previous MCU movies, like you remember them well after this movie. That's just how great Joe and Anthony Russo are as directors. Like they make sure everything has purpose, everything makes sense, on top of great action sequences and great characters and all that good stuff. So yes, Anthony and Joe Russo, you guys are awesome. You're probably the greatest superhero director duo ever, I would say. And just the Avengers series as a whole. Name me a better 4-movie series than the Avengers series. I'll wait. Because I really can't think of anything. The first Avengers, perfection. Avengers Age of Ultron, great. Avengers Infinity War, amazing. And this movie, just pure superhero magic. That's really what I have to say about it. While I don't have any flaws with the movie, there's a couple things that I know that some people were saying that I can kind of understand. I can understand when people say that the first act is slow and it takes a little while to get going. Honestly, I didn't really care about that at all. And the other thing, a lot of people say some scenes could have been cut out. Again, I can kind of understand where they're going, but I didn't have a problem with it. Overall, guys, Avengers Endgame, I had to think about it a lot. And where does it rank in my MCU ranking? Honestly, I don't know, but it's definitely high tier. Definitely top 5 for sure. Probably top 3. I don't know if I put it higher than Infinity War or the first Avengers, but it's really close. That much I can say. So, yeah, if you have not seen Avengers Endgame yet, definitely go see it. Trust me, it is worth your time. Get a ticket in 3D because the visuals are amazing, cinematography, editing, direction, just everything about this movie is just pure cinematic superhero magic. So with all that being said, Avengers Endgame definitely gets a perfect 100% certified fresh rating. That is an A+. Alright, so there is my spoiler-free review of Avengers Endgame. Have you guys seen it yet? If you have, what did you think about it? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below what you thought of it. And where would you put it on your MCU rankings? Make sure to let me know down below. And what's your favorite superhero movie of all time? Let me know down below. And where would this movie rank on that? Again, let me know down below. And once again, please no spoilers in the comments. Spoiler comments will be deleted, so this is your final warning. And yeah, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I suggest you go to the theater as soon as possible. Find a showing that's not sold out. Go watch this movie and enjoy superhero magic. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content to come in the future. Not really sure what I'm going to do yet, but yeah, make sure to subscribe. I'll have some videos coming out pretty soon. But yeah, until next time, once again, my name is the California Cougar. And always remember, stay California cool. Peace.